Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups, and today we're going to be talking about No One's Rose #1 from Vault Comics. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin' Robbie Billups. Today I'm giving an advance review of No One's Rose #1, available in comic shops March 25th from Vault Comics. It's written by Zach Thompson and Emily Horn, with artwork by Alberto Alburquerque, coloring by Raul Angulo, and lettering by Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou. This book was really cool. I liked it a lot. It's described as a young adult science fiction book about hope. Right? It's kind of like V for Vendetta meets Avatar is how Zach Thompson explained it to me, and it's the new genre of solar punk. Solar punk is kind of like a positive imagining of our collective futures. It's almost like an inversion of cyberpunks. Usually in these post-apocalyptic stories, they're very dystopian, like mankind is kind of lost and hopeless and in despair. This is kind of the opposite of that. So this is a post-apocalyptic book, right? But after the apocalypse, people do know what's going on. So they have this domed, almost utopia that they live in at this point, like 30,000 survivors or something like that. So it's this domed utopia that they live in, and they're trying to solve the ecological problems of the earth. So unlike most post-apocalyptic stories, this one, they already know what's going on. They're already trying to fix it, right? So I guess that's what the solar punk means. It centers around two siblings, Tin and Saren, right? And Tin and Saren both represent two different ideas about this domed world that they live in. The story is really cool. So basically, the Earth has been destroyed due to something like climate change or something like that, and the surviving members of the human race live in this domed city. There's this giant tree there. They're trying to figure out how they can repopulate the earth as far as greenery goes, right? As far as forest goes and trees. So they're trying to like genetically manipulate trees so they can grow faster and spread faster and stuff like that, right? In this world, though, like most utopian futuristic sci-fi stories, the ruling class kind of is hiding something. There's a secret there, right? So you got a lower class, you got a bottom, and you got an upper class, right? And that's legitimately shown in this book, because in the dome, in this big tree, there's a world below and there's a world above. So the characters that we are into, the siblings, Tin and Saren, they live below, right? But they're both in their own separate, unique ways trying to get to the top, right? And that's where this struggle and this conflict comes through. The writing is spectacular. It's got great world building. It's phenomenal. The characters are relatable and they are complex at the same time. In fact, the story could easily be just some kind of one level thing, but it's not. The characters, as complex as they are, the story is just as complex. The artwork has a kinetic, angled style that absolutely captivates and captures the urgency of the story and the characters' emotions. The coloring and the lettering are solid, top-notch, helping enhance the pressing nature of the story. I really like this one. I thought it was super cool. I like the idea of the genre of solar punk. I love post-apocalyptic dystopian stories. I love Blade Runner. I love stuff like that, right? Mad Max, whatever. But this is really cool to see a tale that's set in a post-apocalyptic world that's not quite dystopian, right? Society hasn't crumbled. Society hasn't given up. They don't know the answers. In this world, the society, they do know the answers. They know the science. They know what they need to do to repopulate the earth as far as trees go and as far as humans go. So I really like that tinge to it. This is a book that speaks on dangers like climate change. This is something that Zach Thompson and Emily Horn are very passionate about. It comes through, but it doesn't feel like an in-your-face type thing. It's not an in-your-face commentary about any 2020 political, any kind of political idea or anything like that. It is its own story. It's based on science. It's based on a hopeful vision of the future. And that's what my favorite thing about this book was. The art's great. The lettering's top-notch. The coloring is solid. The writing is phenomenal. Like I said, the world building within these like 24, 25 pages, whatever it is. It's a little bit of an exercise first issue. And this is from Vault Comics. Within these pages, they give you the information you need to know about what happened to the world, where they are now, where they plan on going, and the characters. They do that all magnificently and masterfully well. This book was fantastic. What I really like about it, though, is that it doesn't paint a negative view on our future, right? And that's something I've struggled with my own personal life. In my own personal life, you look at things that are going on. You project it into the future. You're like, man, it looks really sad. It looks really bad. It looks like it could not get any worse. It looks like we'll never recover from this. I personally like to think that we will recover from this, that we are smart enough as a collective humanity to be able to solve our problems, to work together to figure this out. Well, this is kind of the idea that Emily and Zach are approaching with this book. However, there's still going to be conflict. In any kind of society where some people have power and other people's don't, like, that's going to happen, right? And it really, really does a great job of showing that dichotomy, of showing the people above in their utopian world. Meanwhile, they're forgetting about literally the people they're stepping on top of, but underneath them. They are the reasons why the society persists, why the technology works, and all this kind of stuff. I really like the characters. I really like the story. I really like the themes and the approach to this story. I thought it was absolutely amazing. It releases March 25th from Vault Comics. The FOC is already over, but let your comic shop know right now that you want it because it's another smash hit from Vault Comics. Vault Comics almost can do no wrong, it seems. Doing great sci-fi, fantasy, and horror work right now. This is a great sci-fi slash slightly fantastical book that I really, really did like. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a great vision of our future. I thought it was a great vision of the hope that humanity has. Even if everything collapsed, we would still be able to coalesce together and start trying to solve the world's problems. However, the people in charge are always going to be trying to hold down the people that are actually making the efforts to keep humanity and society stable. This is something I really liked. I found it very, very profound. I liked it a lot. It helped me address that struggle inside of me where I see things going so wrong, but I feel like they could get so much better. We as a collective humanity know so much now, and we have so much scientific technology and advancement that we really could solve our own problems if we could just work together. And it does paint a picture that even in the future, once we're trying to solve those problems, maybe we won't quite work together and exploitation will still exist. So this is a great exploration on just the essence of humanity. Exploitation seems to be a part of it. For every progress we've ever had, there have been people that have been downtrodden because of it. This has been a great, fun story. I loved issue number 1. I can't wait to see where it goes. Like I said, the artwork is dynamic, it's kinetic, it has a great perspective to it, and it really fills the world of this story up. The coloring is really solid, and the lettering. Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou is not just one of the best letterers in the business, he's one of the best commentators on comic books in the business. In fact, he runs the YouTube channel Strip Panel Naked and Panel by Panel, the magazine. If you haven't checked out either of those two, I highly encourage you to do so because it will throw a new light on the comic book craft and the technique of making comic books. This book was great. I really do appreciate the early look from Vault Comics, Zach Thompson, and the rest. This book was really cool. Get ready for it. March 25th from Vault Comics, No One's Rose, number 1. I think you're going to like it. If you like post-apocalyptic, dystopian fiction, but with a little bit of a optimistic lean to it, I think you're going to like this book. That's what I thought about it. Let me know how excited you are down in the comments down below. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups. Be sure to check out popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. Please do like, share, and subscribe and all that jazz. I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on reading.